Hello and hello. I want to talk about something really quickly, and it's best to live in the spirit, and that takes practice every single day. That takes work every single day. But each day that you work on it, you get stronger and stronger in the spirit. Now, when I'm talking about spirit, I'm not talking about it in the way that so many people think it's the spirit. A lot of people ain't interacting with the spirit like they think they are. Let me tell you something. When I look at readers or whoever, I don't look at a lot of readers. I just look at a couple, and I don't get into that too much because I don't care about the world like celebrities. So if I do look at a reader, it's only because I appreciate their gift, because whatever the celebrities, I don't even know much about them. I don't even tune into them. So it's more about appreciating their gifts. But and these are people with authentic gifts. But I will say that even with the people that I appreciate their gifts, they still don't tap into the spirit world like they think they do. They think they're tapping into the spirit world. This type of reality perception is too freaking dense. You cannot be in the same reality as a COVID-19 and all this other stuff going around, all this other what you call demonic activity or low vibrational activities, which I like to call it, right? And then be in the spirit, and then be able to just be in the spirit world at the same time. It's like, what I'm saying is, like, say, for instance, a lot of people who like to work with a lot of these entities, okay, that they might call spirits. I really feel like they're using the wrong words, only because of the things that I've gone through in the last couple of year and a half. It made me realize what the spirit world really is, and it's on a much, much higher vibration, to the point where it looks like a literal city, like you will see downtown Los Angeles, downtown New York, whatever. It looks like a literal city, or Manhattan, not New York, but Manhattan. But it's like you see it. I saw it I don't even know if I saw it in my mind's eye, because you don't see something like that in your mind's eye. That's the third eye. You won't see a city like that with the third eye. You have to use your first eye. And those are two different things. People call it the same. That's how, no, it's two different things. And it literally looks white, like it's like a real bright color white. And it's not that the city is white, it's just on a much higher vibration. So that means the beings that you deal with, that's the spirit like that, they're on a much higher vibration. Much higher vibration. So what I was going to say is, before I get to what I'm saying, is that a lot of people, when I say get in the spirit, I'm talking about the real spirit. That's basically tune into that as much as you can, more than you tune into whatever this world is, this matrix, this reality, because it's just a reality. Whatever your reality is, it's just a reality. It's not the real world. It's not a real world. So tune into the real world, which is spirit world, more than you would tune into a fake world. Because you get the truth from the real world, and you get fake news from the false world. Fake news. Now, with that being said, let me say this. There's so much being thrown. There's so much going on in the United States of America. So much in the food. People talking about eat this, eat that. But now, every time you turn around, you seeing certain fruits recalled. You see everything recalled. And another thing about the fruit, people that come from the continent of Africa, like one person, I think they came from, was it Uganda? It was in the continent of Africa. I think they came from Uganda, and they went to the UK, and they got some fruit in the UK, and they said that fruit was just horrible. But I bet you the people that live in UK, that grew up in UK, they don't know the difference though. Same thing United States. Those people from the Caribbean, I've talked to people from not West Indies, but wherever Nicki Minaj come from, Barbados. That's the other one. What's her name? You see how I forget people because I don't listen to music like that. Not this stuff going on. Rihanna. And Trinidad. This lady came from Trinidad. That's Nicki Minaj. And all this stuff. And she said herself that the fruit is more organic where she comes from. I don't care how poor those areas are, the food is more organic. You get here in the United States, they all say it's different. So, living in the United States and thinking you're going to eat healthy, it's just not going to happen. Saying, well, don't eat pork and don't eat beef and eat this. Well, if you think you're going to really eat healthy in the United States of America, good luck with that. If you have a physical mindset. If your mindset is about maybe 80% physical and 20% whatever else, good luck with thinking you're going to eat healthy in the United States of America. It's not happening. It's too much nanotechnology going on. Too much nanotechnology. And to be honest with you, I can taste it. Like, I can taste it even if I eat fruit. I can taste it when I eat salad. The best bet is to grow your own food. But with the United States of America, you gotta be careful with the stuff you grow. Because even in Africa, I look at a lady, her YouTube channel, she from Africa, in a much more organic place than the United States of America, and she has to be careful with the seeds that she get. So imagine still growing something in the United States of America. I will say that it might be more organic than what you get in the stores, but then I was listening to a lady, and she was talking about during the time where there was a shutdown and during the time there was a threat of food on the shelves and all that stuff, a lot of people were ordering seeds. And what she said, a lot of people ordering seeds, and they came from, I don't know where they came from, but the seeds were infiltrated, like something happened with the seeds, because a lot of the seeds was being shipped to United States from a certain place. I don't know if it was China, like Wuhan, or where it came from. But the seeds, when people were ordering seeds, they came from somewhere, and they all came from the same area, where it probably ain't no better than you going into a restaurant eating garbage over there. So, like, if you messing with the United States of America, basically what I'm saying, good luck on thinking you're just going to eat healthy. Now, I do get that you don't want to eat junk food every day. That's fine. I mean, I don't want to eat junk food every day either. But it's too much nanotechnology. You're breathing in nanotechnology. Just with that, it's like you get bottled water or you get distilled water or whatever to drink and stuff, but then when you take your showers or whatever, or your baths, it's the water filtered then. When you brush your teeth, it's the water filtered then. So it's like, it's no way of getting around it. That's why I stopped worrying about it. So my point is that it's best to live in the freaking spirit as much as possible, because then when you are in the spirit most of the time, your body is not even like a human body. So whatever poison is going around there, even radiation, that's another thing in the United States. It's a whole lot of radiation. And all that stuff, when you are more into a spirit, tuned more into the spirit, your body even turns into like a spirit body. This is what I've got. This is something I'm still working on. So, like, I'm preaching to the choir. I'm talking to myself. But the more you stay tuned into the spirit world, or just stay in tune to the real spirit, which is on a much higher vibration, not what you hear people talking about with all the spirits coming around protecting. Let me tell you something. The real beings that's in the spirit, which are actually my ancestors, that's how I know about them, because I see them. That's why I say they bright, real white, glowy color. I can't even see them. They so high in vibration. That's how they look, right? Okay, that's not how they gonna look if you get close to them. They gonna look like I look, but they so high in vibration. They look bright, white, and glowy, and that's how the city looks. And they not coming down to interact with people like that. They too high in vibration. They ain't messing with. They ain't taking that chance. Those are my ancestors that was behind putting me through the stuff I've been going through for the last year and a half, so I can rise on up. I can't say it's been short of hell that I've been through, but I can tell they were behind it. They're not getting involved. People say, well, my spirits are helping me. My spirits, let me tell you something. The real spirits are not high vibration. They're not around you like that. It's too freaking dense. They're not around you like that. Some people say some spirits around them. They probably talking about something in the fourth dimension or somewhere else. Some spirits, not spirits, but some entities that had to go to the abyss or the forgotten, the land of the forgotten, where there's nothingness there because of some stuff they haven't been able to reincarnate. And people call those things spirits. Those ain't spirits. Those real spirits that's on a much higher, I want to say, like, if you're into dimensions, I would say above the sixth dimension, the spirit world is above that. They ain't coming down and interacting with folks like that. That's why I say most people are not interacting with the spirit world or spirits like they think they are. But anyway, my point is saying is when you do tune into spirit like that, when you really tune more into spirit on the higher, just tune into the higher worlds, tune into something higher than where you are most of the time, your whole body, your physiological, everything changes. And if you're a person that don't have to worry about working every day, you got it made. You don't have to worry about taking care of kids and being busy all day. You got it made. Because it gives you more time to work on yourself like you should. And everything changes, and then all this poison they trying to throw out, all this stuff going on, you don't have to be afraid anymore. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to constantly, I gotta get if you being called to get out the United States, by all means do what you feel like you're supposed to be doing. But just feeling like you got to get out and go run, you don't know what's going to happen. When you go somewhere else, you don't know what's going to happen over there. A lot of people have gotten up and felt like they were supposed to go to Ghana. And some people did well in Ghana from the United States, but I'm hearing a lot more negative stuff about Ghana than I'm hearing good about Ghana from people from the United States. Okay? They went there and they ran out of money, or sometimes when they went there with money, they decided they were taken advantage of. They would go there and build and have all these projects, and they saw that they were just, the way things were done was just so backwards. And then they had no compassion, like, for the most part, and I'm hearing this from men and women, so it's not just that the women are getting mistreated, even though a female is a lot worse, because the men, they do treat the female like, hey sweetheart, hey darling, like you something that you're not on their level, you're not equal to them. Okay, they do have a habit of treating women like that. But even with the men, they reported these problems with Ghana too. Okay, and what I'm saying is that you get up and leave the United States and say, just out of feeling like you just gotta go, but you have no idea where you're supposed to be going or where you're being called to, then you can get yourself in some other mess. Because this agenda, if you're not raising your consciousness, the agenda is everywhere. So the key is to stay in the spirit more than anything, because if you are just moving around without raising your consciousness, you're going to go into another trap. You're going to go from the frying pan into the fire if you're just moving around without raising your consciousness. And without at least doing the work to raise your consciousness. Okay, and then you might be called somewhere that's a little more clear, where the atmosphere might be a little more clear, so you can so that you can get all the voices out your mind. A lot of times stuff goes on in people's subconscious because they're in an area where there's a lot of people, and sometimes people are called out of those areas to clear all that out, to get in a place where there's hardly no people and it's just clear, and your subconscious can go on and clear out too. And a lot of stuff that's in your subconscious come from other stuff, other people, other entities, and all that stuff being stored in there. Not necessarily because what you've been through in your childhood. I mean, some of that's there, but a lot of it comes from other sources too. But like I said, once again, you get in the spirit, you get more into the spirit, and then you don't have to even worry about that. You literally have a different body. You have a different makeup. And that's what I've been working on for the last year and a half. I can't be all this being frightened and worry about I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta hurry up and do this and la. I can't be getting all spooked like that and trying to get up and move, because if you're trying to get up and go, it needs to be permanent. I can't be going nowhere for 3 months and bringing my butt back and staying for at least a week. Because you go somewhere. See, here's my thing. If I go somewhere where it's peaceful, I'm getting it cleaned out, I don't want to come back to the United States after 3 months and then get dirty again. That's not what I want. I want to be able to stay there permanently. And so it's almost like you need to go with over more than $50,000 and then make sure you have more income with that. Or you can go somewhere if you need to survive at least 5 to 6 months. You just can't get into a whole lot of spending. But I would say no less than $30,000, honestly, because you never know what's going to happen. But also, you need to make sure you know how you're going to have continually money coming in. And then some places you go to, you got to make sure that you can stay there without having to go somewhere. Like when I was in India in 2018, you're only allowed to stay there 3 months if on a tourist visa, unless you are a resident, unless you have a, what you call it? Like a work visa. But like I went on the tourist visa. And it's very hard to get like a work visa. They don't really allow that too much for people outside of India because it's hard for people in India to get jobs as it is. So they don't even offer that to too many people that's even outside, that come from outside of India. But after 3 months, you gotta find where else you gonna go, and then you gotta come back, and then you gotta go to Sri Lanka. I forget the place in Sri Lanka, and then you have to see if you can stay for more time. So you gotta leave after 3 months. And then for a week, and then come back after a week. Now that take money too. And then come back after a week, and then there's the places in Sri Lanka, and I forgot the name of it, but you have to see if you can you have to request to stay again, which I don't think too many people get turned down, but the point is you got to go through all those problems. You got to go through all that trouble. See what I'm saying? So anyway, that's it. I got to go. But I just wanted to say that real quickly, is that it's best to go in and just tune into the spirit. It's best to just live in the spirit as much as possible, because it's just too much going on. To think all this stuff being thrown left and right from whoever. You know, stuff with the sky, stuff with the food, stuff with the cars, stuff with your houses, stuff with the power lines, stuff with the water. It's always something. Stuff with the fruit. People talking about go vegan. Now I had people talking about, well, what they want to do is have you more vulnerable to the nanobots. And a lot of times when this is just something I kind of heard somebody else say, I'm not saying this for a fact, but I noticed in 2020, I'm going to say this lady, I don't have nothing against her, I don't watch her, but I noticed that she was being pushed into a certain demographic in 2020, and her name is Tabitha Brown. I'm not saying that she phony or false. I don't look at her. But I just noticed around 2020 when the lockdown started, I really started seeing that she was being promoted a lot. And she was talking about a lot of veganism. Now, let me tell you something. After that lockdown ended, I'm in California. So everybody did experience a lockdown. But in California, there was a lockdown. In certain parts of California, because Orange County was not having it. But anyway, and Temecula was not having it, if you're familiar with Temecula. But what I was going to say is when the lockdown ended, which lasted more than 2 weeks, it felt like, I think it was about a month, okay, and I was like in Palm Desert around that time. I was in Palm Springs, Palm Desert. And when I went back to eat the food again at certain restaurants, I saw the food tasted funny. It tastes like some kind of chemicals were on it. I'm pretty sure that might have been nanotechnology. And this is around the time this Tabitha Brown was really promoted. And she was promoting veganism, okay? And so I said that to say, I was listening to this person and talk about why they all of a sudden promoting veganism. Like if you had a lifestyle of veganism way before that, that's different. If you are already in that lifestyle, that's just your lifestyle. But a lot of people, it's like this lady's face was used, and then her image, and then you're showing her in the marriage, and she's a Christian. And she is the main person, and she has a natural look, natural. And then she's used to appeal to brown to a certain demographic, which are brown women, okay. And I have to ask myself why. Okay? And when I listened to this person, because I didn't really get the reasons, I knew it was an agenda behind it, because that lady Tabitha is an actress. She's been an actress for a while. She's a union, okay? She's been on TV shows. But she's been on TV shows as like, she's had a couple of lines, not like a main cast, but she's had a couple of lines, but she's been on TV shows. Okay? What was I going to say? And this lady was talking about how with the nanobots, the vegan eating stuff like that is making you more susceptible and making your body more agreeable to the nanotechnology. So, you know, yeah, that's what I was saying about that. That's what I'm saying. It's basically best to go on and just live in the spirit. That way you don't have to worry about nothing killing you and nothing. You know, you just go when it's time. When it's just time to just leave on out of here. But other than that, just living in like, oh, I gotta. You always have to be careful. It's always something thrown at you, and you always have to do something different. You always have to do about all this stuff because they keep doing stuff to ruin the water, doing stuff to ruin the food, doing stuff to ruin the air. And so you got to get about all this stuff because they keep doing stuff to ruin everything that hurts your body. I mean, they trying to do everything to hurt your body, and you have to keep buying stuff and moving somewhere and doing all this stuff to protect your body, to keep them from killing you. And it's like, it's just too much. It's too much stress to keep worrying about that. It's best to go on and just learn how to live in the spirit, so you don't have to constantly worry about, because they always gonna keep throwing something. They always gonna keep throwing something. It's only gonna get worse and worse. And you know, you got to get beyond the physical as much as possible. Get beyond the physical. But anyway, my thing is about to go on. I'm about to run out of time on this thing because I have to erase some of my other uploads, some of my other videos, because I'm running out of space. But anyway, that's it, and I'll talk later.